Thank you so much for being here today. I don't know about you, but it already feels like the holidays are upon us, and so hopefully today is just another opportunity to talk air quality and also be in community with one another. So it's a pleasure to be here with everyone. We have a really exciting meeting today. We are, believe it or not, is meeting number 24. So all of you have been coming to these meetings. This is the 24th meeting. As you remember, the last time we met in person, it was in April. So it's really great to gather today again. We have several activities planned out for today. One of the main objectives for today is for you all to have an opportunity to ask questions to all the agency representatives. We have 4 stations that you'll see up here, and I know I'm pretty short, but just follow me on here. I'm gonna show you the different tables that you can visit during that first activity. So you have the incentives, heavy duty mobile sources and ag operations. You have incentives, residential benefits. You have incentives on that side, community services. And then you have the regulations and enforcement. And so one of the main objectives for today is really for you to ask all the questions you have. We have experts here that can share some of that information, but not only that, you can also share your input about different things. So they have some in your packet, and Jessica will share more about that, but you do have some questions for the kind of feedback that you can give them. But of course, any and all feedback is encouraged and even welcome. So with that, the second objective that we have for today, and again, you should take some time and look at the whole agenda, but just giving you a brief overview of the objectives. Behind us I don't know where the north is, but behind us on this other section, you have different maps. And that's going to be for the mapping activity, where you will have an opportunity to indicate what are the priority locations for the vegetative barriers and the bike lanes and those projects. So you will have an opportunity to walk up to the map and identify which locations, where do you need the protective vegetative barriers, and so you'll be able to give that input. And at a future meeting, you'll be able to see what everyone shared in person and even make more comments then. So just giving you a brief overview of the main objectives for today's meeting. We want you to feel like you're able to ask all the questions that you have and that you get answers for them. So with that, I really do encourage you to put your, just talk with one another, come up with questions together based on the things you've been wondering, and definitely try to visit each of the tables that we have here. With that, again, I welcome you. I'm excited about this meeting and just being able to also hear from you. If you have any questions, please come up to us and we can help you. There's so many staff here from the Valley Air District as well. If you need some orientation, happy to do that as well. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Jessica to share additional information for today's meeting and just to welcome us.
Thank you, Daniela. Hi, everyone. Welcome. This is my first time in Lamont. If you remember, our last in-person was in Arvin. We're so happy to be here. I just want to give a big thank you to our co-hosts and really your co-leads for this whole process, Gustavo Aguirre Jr. and Bianca Santoyo. They have both been such incredible drivers of this process, and it's really because of them that we have this meeting in person today. Since our last in-person meeting, there have been additions to families. We have lost people. There's been a lot. We've adopted a SERP. There are so many life events that we've all gone through together and that we've all worked for together. And I just really appreciate the ability not only to celebrate the holidays with you all, but just to celebrate the progress that we've been making together. And I just want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank the Committee for a Better Arvin and Maria Estella for helping us with the champorado. It's delicious. And I just want to thank you all for sharing your time with us. We know it's different to come in person. While it does have its benefits that we get to share a meal, it also means we don't get the benefit of being at home home and being on Zoom. So there's obviously a trade-off, and we want to respect that balance. I just want to briefly let you know that the packet today that you have is sort of your guide for everything that Daniela just said. So take time to review it and just become familiar with some of the prompting questions. We did send some questions to you all ahead of time. And you can also take a look, if you weren't handed one of these, let us know, we can come around. The tracker that we will start sending you all before every meeting, but we felt like today we sent it to, I think all of you or many of you, but we also wanted to bring some. This can also be your guide. So you have a couple of tools here to help you ask your questions. I have two more quick things. One is that we have the air monitoring van out this door and an air monitoring specialist from the Air District there to walk you through the van. And I just think that's such an important piece of all of the air monitoring decisions you've made. You now get to see what that looks like in person. So please take your time to go out the door when we break for the exercise. And through that exercise, you can also let us know on this map where you think that van can be used. We want to continue to get that feedback. So that's my first kind of addition to the agenda. My second is that hidden behind all of those black trash bags over there, Toys for Tots is here. And they brought toys for each one of you to be able to take home to your families. It would be a lot to grab them right now and then have to keep track of them. So we're gonna save that till the end. So please, if you can, stay to the end, or as long as you can, let us know if you have to leave early. We can accommodate that. And we just wanna thank Toys for Tots for being here and for bringing that to our community as well. So with that, I wanna thank you all. And I wanna pass it to our co-leads. I'll start with Gustavo. Oh, sorry. Or Bianca. Sorry, I messed that up.
Hello. How's it going, everyone? Buenas noches. Good evening. Gustavo Guida Jr. So it's a pleasure to be here again in person. If you guys remember, the kickoff meeting was in March of 2021. We've came a long way since then. We adopted a SERP, and now, collectively we're able to focus on in that SERP, what we want to focus on, what you guys want to focus, residents of Weed Patch, of Lamont, Arvin, and all the other communities, right? What do you guys want to focus on? And you guys have shared what we want to focus on. So today it's great that we're here to participate in these activities, to showcase what we want to focus on as a community collectively, and then also individually, right? As residents of the community, think of what you guys want for the next, generation of people. So this is an opportunity to really set the ground rules for something like that. So always a pleasure to meet with you guys in person, and I'm glad to be here with you guys today.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for coming in person. I know it's time out of your families, but I think it's very important so we could give important feedback to what is your home. What is a home for your children? What is a home for the future of your future family members? We're here. I know that we have a lot in the agenda, but I really appreciate having the Air District, having everybody, all the key players like the Caltrans, in the Kern County, and also the city of Arvin that have been collectively working together in making all these improvements in our community, and also hearing us as we've been wanting as a priority from the SERP, and starting off from there. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart as a resident, but also as a community leader, and knowing that our community are looking forward making this possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bianca and Gustavo and Jessica. So with that, you can pretty much, this is the interactive piece that, we're gonna begin. So if you're still eating, no worries. We are gonna have the first activity is gonna involve those tables that I signaled out at the beginning. So so if you wanna look in your agenda, we're moving on to the room walk, the Community Emissions Reduction Program measures. So again, this is an opportunity for you to walk around the room and ask your questions. And so I just want to point you to the two handouts that you have for this activity. So you might want to refer to them. The first one, as Jessica was alluding to, has more of the kind of the measures themselves that are under each category of the tables that you're seeing around. So for the incentives on heavy duty mobile sources and ag operations, you have measure 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D. Just, you can look through those to remind yourself. The form is in English and Spanish, so just turn it around to find the language. And then there's a second form that has questions for you. So when you're thinking about the kind of feedback to give the experts and the folks, agency folks that are in each table, there's a second form that has, that's labeled Arvin Lamont World Cafe Exercise Prompting Questions. Has green headers, and so for the heavy duty incentives, the questions that you'll see first are, do you have any contacts at the school districts that we can reach out to replace older diesel school buses with electric ones? So just to orient you, you have that form. Again, turn it around for Spanish. It's both in English and Spanish. Those are the two that you might want to be looking out very closely as you're making your way through the rooms. So you will have 30 minutes for this first activity. And as your facilitators, we're just going to tell you when it's going to be a pretty, like you're going to have about 7-ish minutes. If you want to visit each of the stations, you might want to give yourself about 7-ish minutes to visit them. Of course, you can move at your own pace. And if you don't have questions about one category, you don't have to, but you can get closer to that table and just hear what the conversation's about. It's really up to you, but we'll just let you know when 7 minutes have passed so that you have a sense of the time. And we'll just let you know once you have like 5 minutes in case you have some questions. But again, while the other exercise is going on, if you have a burning question, like you can always go back to the folks. So don't want you to make you feel like this is the only time you'll have, but we hope that you're able to get all your questions answered. Yeah, are there any initial questions about the materials that you're seeing?
Yeah, one of the questions is, for example, on the heavy-duty incentives. Can we comment in that table, for example, things that we learned in chapter is that just one company got almost 1 million, one company on incentives. Another got over 500,000. And at the same time, I was in the La Colonia area. And we were taking pictures for the green barriers. We were doing that. And we were in one corner of the neighborhood, and we heard a noise in the other corner. And we went there, and it is a oil well, water well. And it's a very old machine that makes huge noise and interrupt, the peace of the La Colonia neighborhood. And I think here one of the comments, I just want to be sure that we can make those comments here is, I think for Arvin Lamont, we need to focus on the small farmers that are around the boundaries of this, the 617 here, because normally big companies, they have a way how to outreach and look for resources, but not the small growers. And I just imagine, just changing that water well engine near, in this case, near La Colonia, that will benefit the whole neighborhood. And we don't want that to happen here in Arvin Lamont. We want the incentives to go to the growers that will be using most of the time their machines near our communities, not the up there we have the Wonderfuls of the world, and here we have the Greenways. They have a lot of money, and we don't want the money to go to them. We want the money to go to the small growers that can improve, their equipment, so the impact is going to be reflected in our communities. I went long, but I just wanted to give an example for everybody, how can we make the comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Gustavo. And I mean, that's exactly the kind of feedback that folks would want to hear. Any and all feedback, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I agree on that. I agree that the family-owned farmers should have first dibs on these equipment. Nobody else. First them. Because they need it more than the bigger corporations. I'm glad that this is spoken.
Wonderful. And when you make to that table, if you have opinions about what was said, please definitely share that with them. That's exactly the kind of examples. So with that, I think we can get us started. You will be out of your seat for the most part, but of course, come to home base and take breaks as you need to, and just come up to us as you have questions. So with that, feel free to look around which table you would want to visit first, and we could get started. So feel free to make your way to the different tables. Thank you, everyone. Okay, I was like, Lamont. Con confianza, ¿eh? No sean vergonzosos. Pásale, pásale. All right. ¿Cómo se sienten? ¿Sí? ¿Listos para hacerse todas las preguntas? ¿Sí? ¿Listos para hacerles todas las preguntas? Sí. Sí, ustedes si quieren pueden levantarse y ir a visitar a las diferentes. Con confianza. They're on their way. They're on their way. Getting oriented.
Eagerly await.
Yes.
I love your earrings.
Thank you. Thank you. They're made by a local artist from Imperial County. Yeah. Yeah. She lives in Davis too though, so she's kind of up in the Bay too. So it's Pieces by Sammy online. Yeah. Instagram. But she has her website. Yeah, thank you. They're like clay. Yeah. Yeah, they're like, yeah, they made them come out of clay, and she has all kinds of cool designs. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's, to me, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty impressive. But yeah, check them out. Enjoy. I'm going to try to, once they get oriented, make folks their way over. Yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm going to kind of let them know once it's been about a few minutes, and like, yeah, they might want to move to the next one. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna do that. It sounds, honestly, it's so important. If I was a resident here, like, I would be here. So. algo, ¿no? Ok. Les quedan como 15 minutos, ¿ah? Testing, 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 testing. Hi everyone, just making the quick announcement that you have about 15 minutes in this area, so if you need to make your way to other stations, feel free to do so. I know we started.
Perfect. And I also feel like, as you said it well earlier, if like if people, most of these people don't need to be at like I'll have my team stay at these tables, and so if as they go over there, they want to still ask these
Yeah,
questions.
yeah, yeah, awesome. All right, everyone. All right, everyone. If I can get your attention, you will have time to come back to these tables. Actually, Mari, ¿están como in the middle of it or cómo están? You're still in the middle of it? ¿Les doy unos minutos más? Sí. Okay. Like 5? Okay, vamos a dar 5 minutos. Yeah, I can. Everyone, we're going to give you 5 more minutes to finish up the conversations you're having. You can come back a little bit later, but for now, we're going to go to the next activity. 5 more minutes so that you can finish the conversation you're having right now. Si está ahorita usted en una estación, tome 5 minutos más para terminar la conversación que tienen y en unos minutos vamos a empezar la siguiente actividad. Regreso en 5 minutos. Sí, pero va a empezar en su asiento y van a trabajar juntos el equipo primero y luego cada mesa va a ir una por una. Ajá. Pero primero van a hacerlo ahí en la mesita. Ready? All right, everyone. Welcome back to the main group. Our time for this activity, for the first part of this activity is wrapping up, but you will be able to come back. So I'll just ask you to make your way back to your seat for the next activity. So as soon as you're done with that thought, please make your way back to your seat for the next activity. Para los que nos escuchan aquí en español, ya en cuanto termine esa conversación, puede regresar a su asiento para prepararnos para la siguiente actividad. Okay. ¿Ya estamos listos? No escucho. ¿Sí? Okay. Are we ready? All right. So I see most of you that are in your seats. So for this next activity, I see a lot of you were making your ways to the map. So now's the time for that activity. So if you're looking in your agenda, we have, it's listed under 545. We have an in-person mapping tool exercise. And so you will have an opportunity to talk about the locations where you want to prioritize vegetative barrier projects and where you want to prioritize road paving, sidewalk, and bike path improvement projects. So you received other papers in your agenda that you might want to look over. So there's a paper called Vegetative Barriers Exercise. It has information about what a vegetative barrier is, again, English and Spanish. So take a moment to look through your materials to find that. You also have some maps to help you. Those maps here are going to show you the concentration of different pollutants so that it can help inform your decisions about where you want to prioritize vegetative barriers, sidewalk, bike paths, and those kinds of projects. So orient yourselves to those materials. And then for this first activity, before you walk up to the maps, you're going to have a group discussion with those that are in your table. So if you made your way to your table, you see that there's a pad of Post-its now. So we're going to ask that you begin with a conversation about those projects. Definitely look through the meeting materials. But once you're ready, we want everyone to, you can distribute the stickies so that everybody has a few. And green, I'm going to give you these right now. These are for your table. So green, we'll make sure you have some in a second. We'll make sure we help folks distribute, but just take a few and pass it down. So very intuitive. Green is for vegetative barriers. So yellow is for the pavement projects, sidewalks, bike lanes. So again, one more time. Green is for the vegetative barriers, and yellow is for the bike lanes, pavement projects, and sidewalks. So what we want you to do in your group is think and talk about what are your priority locations for that, because in a second, you're going to be able to, table by table, walk up to the maps behind me and paste your Post-its on there. You will also be given sticker dots, also green and yellow, for you to identify where your priorities are at. So we're going to give you some time to brainstorm as a group, and individual reflection is okay too. And we want you to put all your questions, all your comments in those Post-its. You can use a different Post-it for the different questions that you have. So try to have one idea per Post-it if possible. But if not, you know, whatever process works for you, that's just what we recommend. So for now, we're gonna go through each table and we're gonna make sure that you're oriented to the packet, but we do encourage you to look through your materials specifically for that. So the last thing I'll say is that you're the ones that know your community. You're the ones that know where we need those vegetative barriers. You know, there's some locations that you might have been concerned about where you think that vegetative barrier can help protecting from the different contaminants. We want you to be able to think about where you go eat, where the schools are at, where you go to you might go to church. Where are those locations where you've walked around and there's no sidewalk and you're like, that's not safe, right? So you know your community, and we really want you to be able to convey that today. And so with that, one more time, I'm just gonna repeat the colors. What goes in yellow? So it's gonna be the bike lanes, sidewalk, and pavement projects. Everything related to the pavement. And then for the green, it's the vegetative barrier. So just think about the green. Those walls would be green, so just try to remember in that way. All right, so with that, we'll come to you to answer your questions. Thank you. Okay, you got some faster than I was able to give you these. I should have just taken a few. No, you're good. Okay. Hi. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, good, good. Okay. That's us? Everything good?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. It was great because I
And then it's always good to end with like, okay, I said a lot, but
Yeah.
this is what this is the task at hand.
so many ideas on this wall earlier. Amazing. It's done. Well, so they're already there because there's some, you know, they go hand in hand with some of the projects. So it's really great. They were ready with their ideas. Yeah, that's great. Awesome. I'm gonna go read, see what they put on there. Hey.
Let's not all have them rush up at once.
Uh-huh.
I said, no, let's not all have them rush up at once.
I know. So we're gonna kind of eavesdrop and see when they're like kind of done having conversation. Bring that
Guide 'em
table.
over here?
Yeah, we're gonna do table by table. Right now, I kind of set myself a parameter of just like 10 minutes of just brainstorming time
Okay.
because they're gonna put all their ideas. So it's really gonna be like
We'll have
hopefully.
to elicit them.
Yeah, yeah. So So I'll try to see who's ready and bring them up. Yeah. This was, I think, a good approach. Yeah, you're ready. So
And she's
then,
got the other
oh, awesome. So you're going to just be like, here.
Yeah, each person.
Awesome.
Okay.
Perfect. Oh,
Los que tienen.
¿ya están listos? Ya, oh, si quiere ir, puede. Ya,
She just wants to
porque
look at them.
ajá, si quiere ir a verlos, puede. Y regresar. Cuando esté su grupo listo, de hecho, puedo mandar a mitad de la mesa si ya están listos. Nomás les doy poquitos minutos más y luego ya van y les van a dar los stickers. Ajá. Sí, ahorita nomás unos minutitos más mientras todos ponen tan siquiera unas cuantas ideas y ya vamos a mandar. Podemos mandar esta mesa primero. Vamos a hacerlo mesa por mesa porque
Todavía faltan ellos.
sí, ahorita ahí los veo escribiendo. So en unos minutos regreso como en 2 minutos y this table can be first. Yeah, because they're kind of ready to look at a map because some of them really kind of want the map to make
Okay.
the
If you
decisions.
just let Victor finish. And
Yeah,
then we're-
yeah.
Okay.
And they're
Stand
ready
over
with
there.
the maps. They're with the dots. Heather and Kat are gonna give them the dots. Let me ask Mari. Let me ask Mari what's up. Like if they're like ready, because they're just kind of clarifying the info because they got locations already from that. So they brought them over, and that's what they can kind of consider.
Okay.
Add to it, put dots if they like it.
Okay. Call him up.
Yeah. Let me just confirm with these folks. Oh, están haciendo un super.
¿Tierra? ¿Tierra suelta?
Ya voy a traer el primer grupo. ¿Está bien?
Okay.
They're gonna
Yes.
come and start putting dots.
Okay.
Okay. It's gonna be table by table. Yeah. Amy, we're good. Okay. Están listos. Ahora esta mesa nomás se puede ir y le van a dar los stickers y va a poder poner 10, no me acuerdo de cuál. En una va a poder poner 10 lugares y en otra va a poner 6 lugares. So puede escoger. Le van a dar ahorita los stickers cuando vaya para allá.
No, cuando vaya.
Sí, ya puede, sí. Ya puede ir para allá. Hi, y'all. Hi. So you can, once you're ready, this whole table can go up there and start putting dots. They're gonna get stickers once you arrive. Okay? And then 6 and 10. They'll tell you. Okay. Oh, so yeah. Just this table. We're gonna have esa mesa va a ir primero, and then we can, if y'all are ready, we can go. Va a ser una mesa por cada quien, table by table. Just brainstorming is here in the group. Yeah. So we're doing table by table. We're calling up this table, and then we'll come as soon as it looks like some folks are kind of wrapping up their brainstorm. Okay. almost there. Almost there, almost there.
But I think it's kind of as they feel comfortable and as they, I think a lot of them are working with people, like Eric said, just helping with schedule, travel back home, I think they're kind of like more inclusive and
Towards having like any of the experts, like if they wanted to make rounds. Right now, I think it's kind of it's a whole process, but we're gonna set another table as soon as it
What
looks
I can
like.
do is I can go and give them the stickers instead of like trying to see who's coming.
Yeah.
maybe you can also help them clarify. Like I think maybe
Yeah.
something that someone Gustavo Senior brought up with just is the difference between like we're even just talking about vegetative barriers or just
Yeah,
support
what they
walking
are.
pollution. So
Yeah.
maybe think about pollution sources in your community. Some examples are we might put them next to a freeway or next
Yeah.
to a train, things like that. That might be appropriate.
Yeah, yeah. The ones that came up to the table, I mean, they had great suggestions.
They're still brainstorming. I think hopefully they're having enough brainstorm time that when they come up here, it does take time to orient yourself to the maps, but that they're already identifying locations. Yeah, 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 yeah. This is kind of a process though.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. So nice to see the maps actually in person
Oh,
versus
yeah.
like
on the
on
Zoom
the
screen.
Zoom. Yeah.
Maybe over here. So, van a tener 5 minutos.
Ooh, tape.
have to put these green ones if we want to vote, like wherever the
Where
green.
you want the vegetative barrier.
Okay, then these are for the
The
sidewalks. right?
sidewalk, pavement, and sidewalk, pavement, and bike lanes. It's good. Yo tengo, cuando les dijiste 5 minutes, this is the timer for that.
Oh, okay.
Amy, I'm gonna bring that big group,
Okay, let me start to shuffle
and
them
then
now.
this one, and then this one, yeah.
I'm gonna shuffle them now.
Yeah. Okay. 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, todos de aquí, ellos ya se van a sentar y ustedes van a seguir, ¿ok? Y luego Amy les va a dar las instrucciones una vez más y van a poder poner esencialmente les van a dar esto si no los han recibido y van a poner 6 de los lugares donde quieren poner las carreteras, las banquetas y las carreteras para la bicicleta. Y va a tener 10 de los verdes que son para las barreras de vegetación. Ahorita se los damos. Cuando lleguen para allá, se los damos. ¿Ok? 2 minutitos. Un minuto. Se paró esto. Ok. Ok. Ahorita vengo por ustedes. The big group in a minute is coming up.
Only 2 people left.
Sí, ya se ve que van terminando. Ya van terminando.
Mario, you already finished?
Yeah.
Oh, he just came.
Oh, you just
he
came.
just got here.
Do you want to start over there?
Okay. Ya que terminan, pueden tomar asiento. Once you're done, you can go back to your table. So we can call the next group. All right, so I'm going to bring him so you can start the instructions.
Okay, because we can.
Y luego van a seguir a la actividad, ¿ok? Pero vamos para allá. No, sí, venga, ya vamos.
¿Pueden llevar su equipo de interpretación para de esa manera poder hacerlo simultáneo?
Sí. Listos. Síganme los buenos. Así me siento, la verdad. Ay. Ay, no, mira qué bien. Ya todas las ideas están aquí.
Hacemos para que no.
Ustedes, nadie, no, sus hijos no están aquí.
Perfecto, ¿se escucha? ¿Me pueden escuchar? ¿Se escucha? ¿Se escucha? ¿Sí se escucha?
Ahorita que venga. Okay, here's your house. Okay. Amy, group's here for you. Amy's gonna give you the instructions first. See, aquí. Oh, she's coming over here. Oh, they're gonna head out. Yeah, they're finishing up, but she's gonna give you the instructions while they finish up. Okay, here's the group. Si quieren acercarse para que Amy les dé las instrucciones. English, lo voy a hacer de los dos si quieren. Okay, so lo voy a hacer en inglés y luego en español, okay? So, ahora ustedes pusieron sus ideas sobre dónde quieren crear las barreras vegetativas y también todas las carreteras de la bicicleta, la carretera de las carreteras y también las banquetas. So, el amarillo, ustedes van a poner cuáles 6 lugares son más importantes para tener las carreteras y las banquetas. 6 lugares. So, va a tener mapas de diferentes partes de Arvin y Lamont. Tome un momento para orientarse de qué dice el mapa. Va a empezar de allá para acá. Recuerden, tiene 6 que puede escoger. Va a ser lo mismo con los calcomanías verdes. Esas son para todas las barreras vegetativas. So, también tiene, pero 10. Puede identificar 10 lugares donde usted las quiere. So, va a quitar el sticker y los va a poner en el mapa. Más orientes en el mapa. So just to share one more time in English, we have you're going to be given, and you have already some ideas that you wrote down. So it's going to be a little easier. So you can identify 6 locations for the pavement projects, bike lanes, and sidewalks. And then you just have the green ones for each individual activity. So you have 10 locations that you can. So really, to be honest, the maps are a little hard to see, but just take a moment to orient yourself. You're going to try to start from left to right. And there's a lot of ideas that people already wrote when they were in the community services station, so you can look at what people wrote and stuff. I'll give it a second. So it's a little bit slower, but just appreciate your patience. Aprecio su paciencia. Déjame... puedo traer esta mesa. Un momento. Okay. I gave the instructions a little bit.
Fuck this map.
Oh, shit. So there's one table, the final table's ready, because this table kind of came up. And so there's one final table in the back. I already gave them the instructions,
perfect.
so they're ready to go, and they're like eager to put them. So as soon, yeah, see that? Okay, okay, all right. Okay, you're good. Okay. Ya están listos, ya pueden ir para allá. Nomás ahí encuentran campito y pueden poner sus calcomanías. I kind of did it already, and I did it in both. So they're just gonna go get the sticker. So. But I'm like,
Retiro lo dicho. No me habían dicho nada.
I'm like, you get a little break.
No, you're okay. Thank you.
It does. I mean, for me, yeah, my throat is kind of like
No, mine is
so
trained
dry.
at this point,
I know,
so
I
you're
bet,
good.
I
A
know.
lot of water.
Because you don't stop. Yeah, you don't stop.
Y aún cuando tengo break sigo hablando.
Yeah, I know. I'm the same, honestly. This is looking great, though.
No, yeah,
It's confusing to orient a little bit, but once they get in all those courses, imaginas, they have all kinds of info. So I saw. They're like,
Yeah,
this is
they're
too
ready.
slow. I'm just gonna start. Hey, Jessica. Oh, go ahead. Yeah. Oh no, I was just gonna let you know, everyone at this point is already on there or like putting their dots. We're gonna give them like 5 minutes.
Perfect.
So we're
And then summarize, wrap up. Awesome.
Yeah.
One thing I'm just telling you to remind me, during public comment, we're actually going to have the Toys for Tots person say something about
Cool.
it because she
Perfect.
has a better understanding.
perfect. That sounds great. Awesome.
Okay.
That's actually a good picture. Do you feel inclined to do the brief summary or no?
I can't.
See?
I need to go read the things. Yeah.
See? This looks good.
No?
You can you hear? I'm like, hey.
No. It's just that she pointed and I was like, I'm here.
Oh. All good. Oh, just to kind of let you know, actually, hopefully like another 5 minutes, and then we're gonna summarize. Just sit back down.
I'm gonna ask the district people that are still here, see if they can do part of it.
Oh yes, dude. Yeah. So then we're gonna try to do a quick summary, and then transition to. Couple minutes behind schedule. Ya en 5 minutitos vamos a seguir con la reunión. Okay. 5 more minutes. Okay. Gracias. Ya se pongan con comida, con confianza. Si quieren ir a ver a la ven, al baño, pueden hacerles preguntas a los oficiales que siguen aquí. Gracias. Um, yeah. So that one is going to be used in a. Oh, well, actually, I'm going to use it first, and then I queue up my colleague Amy. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna.
Okay. They don't want to do it. They're all shy. So
I mean, there's also a lot in everywhere.
so maybe. Okay. So let me continue.
Yeah. Couple minutes. Excelente, súper rápidos. All right.
Ya tenemos bien identificado.
Con permiso. Disfrute. All right. Testing. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for all of your ideas, your wonderful questions, all of the thoughts that you have about how you want to see your community develop. You have so many ideas and you've shared so many questions already. So for now, we're just going to ask everyone to make their way back to their tables so that we can continue with the next activity in the agenda. So for those of you that are still putting your dots, make your way to the table. At the end of the meeting, we'll still be here, and you can, if you missed a sticker, you can go back and do that as well. So again, if you can make your way back to your seat, and we're going to continue and share a brief summary of what we've heard so far. So, and then it is around 6:30, so we have about 30 more minutes together. So we want to make sure that, we carry on. So as soon as you're done up in the wall, please make your way back to your seat, and we'll share a little bit more about what we're learning from you all. All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Beautiful. Take a look at the wall. Look back over here and take a look at what the incredible work that you all have done collectively. You have to be proud of yourselves for all the different ideas that are there. So thank you so much. All right, with that, Dr. Amy Ramos is going to give you a very brief summary of what we're learning from you so far today.
Clap once, you can clap once, twice, three, until we get it.
All right.
Clap twice if you can hear me. Clap 3 times if you can hear me. Clap as loud as you can. Great work, everyone. All right, thank you so much. So we're going to give you a brief summary of the great conversation that you all had at each of these stations. And your facilitator from each of the sections will give us a brief overview of the general questions, knowing that it really is a summary of the themes that were discussed, and acknowledging that we're going to continue this conversation at our next meeting and then our subsequent meetings until we are satisfied with the answers that we're receiving. So with that said, I'm going to pass it to Ana.
Thank you. So here under heavy duty mobile sources and ag operations, it was brought up that to focus our incentives on small farmers that spend most of the time in the communities, so we can reduce those emissions there. We also brought up the barriers that some small truckers transitioning to cleaner engines face, like the cost of electric trucks. Truckers are often not at home, so figuring out a way to outreach while they're moving, right, when they're doing their routes. Another one was creative ways that we can market EV to school buses, maybe focusing on health benefits that EVs provide to students. That way it could increase attendance while reducing, sick days for students that, are sick with asthma at home. Another great suggestion was Barras Rentals. They are a rental, like they rent chairs and party supplies. They use some trucks that could benefit from the truck and replacement program to reduce those emissions in the community. And I think that's good.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ana. Now I'm going to pass it to Danny to give us an overview.
Awesome, thank you. So for residential benefits of the 4 different measures, which include residential lawn and garden equipment, commercial lawn and equipment, incentives for passenger vehicle repair, and incentives for passenger vehicle replacement with electric or hybrid vehicles. Of those 4, the residential lawn and commercial were the more prioritized ones, and community members identified as what were the possible outreach methods of doing that. That included utilizing Lamont Pride, which would be a Facebook page, utilizing Arvin Teller, or just mainly using regular mail, making sure that the residents are being reached. For suggested locations in regards for the lawnmower exchange events, Arvin High School was identified as one of the possible locations, as well as hardware store on Tejon Street. And then additional suggestions were in regards to the passenger vehicle repair and replacement programs. If possible, changing the guidelines for tune-up events as well. So, yep.
Thank you so much, Danny. And for our community services incentive report out, we're going to have Kat provide us with a summary.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Our table is the community services, and it includes road paving as well as vegetative barriers. First of all, thank you so much for providing some of your inputs. We did have a lot of people over at our table providing locations that were important to you. We have a few items over here, which include road paving and sidewalks at a bus stop for students, parks, and nearby residential areas with farming nearby. So we will take your comments and hopefully we'll be able to have more discussions in the future.
Cue me up. All right, so we're gonna have Udo talk a little bit about what you shared regarding regulations and enforcement.
Thank you. So we had some good conversations with you all here. One of the topics that was brought up was odors coming from this facility, Grimway, and we took the information down. Thank you again, Mario, for bringing that up. We took the information and we'll report back to you on that. And then just like excuse me, like the overall takeaway from the conversations was like the community members want enhanced enforcement at sites that are like nice. Sorry, enhanced enforcement at sites that are repeat offenders or just kind of ways to increase our enforcement presence at a lot of these facilities. Thank you.
Thank you so much for all those updates, and a huge round of applause to all of you for the great insight and questions that you all had. The second and one of the most important reasons that we had an opportunity to meet in person today is to provide you an opportunity to be able to voice your concerns and indicate to the Air District where you would like to see the placement of the sidewalks, bike lanes, and paths, in addition to the vegetative barriers. As you know, you casted your concerns in both the yellow dots and in the green dots. And before you leave today, we'd love for you to take a look at where everyone has casted their concern. And what you see here on the maps that are placed in this side of the room is that there's definitely a trend. There's definitely areas where we know that you all have similar concerns. There's also gaps. There's also places where there aren't dots. So we expect to continue to have this conversation at the next meeting, and we're going to continue this conversation until we move the conversation to a prioritization type of conversation, which eventually will move to a voting type of conversation. So thank you so much for your input. Let me now pass it to my colleague Daniela to wrap us up.
All right. Thanks, everyone. So we're just going to take a moment to have Jessica from the Air District share a couple of the updates. We're going to hear a little bit about the air monitoring status report, pesticide subcommittee meeting, a little recap, and if there's time for other agency updates. And so Jessica's over here, and so she'll go next.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all again for all the engagement today. I just wanted to quickly let you know, I know a lot of you are over here, but this is sort of a visual representation of the status of our air monitoring deployment. So you can see the blue dots over here, if you get a chance to maybe come on over again after if you haven't seen it already, are the places we've already deployed air monitoring, and it's live on our website. The places that are orange are places that we are working to install, and then several of you have already let us know where you think that air monitoring van that's been parked outside can be used to target the places in between. Much like what Dr. Ramos just said, there are of course gaps. The air monitoring network isn't every single block everywhere, so we have to use mobile monitoring to fill those, and so we appreciate that feedback. The second update I want to provide is that, and we have some of our folks from DPR with us today, they helped us host a great subcommittee meeting last Tuesday. Many of you were in attendance. I want to thank you all for attending that meeting and just provide the update that we are working with the co-leads and all of the co-agencies. So that's CARB, DPR, the Ag Commissioner, OWEHA, and of course the district to schedule a meeting next month, so in January. And in preparation for that and in response to last meeting, we will be sending out information including a tracking system and the presentation and all the materials that DPR presented last time. So the map that I know a few of you were interested in, the great details that Aniela presented about the pesticide sort of history in Arvin, Lamont. So be up for that mail or even just the email to come to you. And I don't know if there are any, maybe I'll turn it to CARB to see if there's any agency updates. This wouldn't be the time.
I'm Michelle Byers. I don't know if I've gotten a chance to talk to some of you, probably not everybody. Definitely come talk to me. I'd love to talk to you. In person, it's so much different to talk to somebody and kind of hear them and see them. So definitely come up to me if you have some time. As far as updates, I should have come a little more prepared, but the main thing that's coming up is Thursday. There's a consultation group meeting, if anybody would like to attend that. And I will send out, we just developed, I think yesterday, we have a kind of a list of things that are coming up. I'll send it over to the board or the district and they can send it out to you. So, yeah, sorry.
All right, thank you, Michelle. Sounds like we have all of our agency updates. So with that, we're gonna transition on to start to wrap us up. We have a few more things to wrap up for the rest of the evening. So we're gonna take a moment to share the dates of the next few meetings. We're gonna start with the public comment, and then we're really excited to be able to turn it over shortly to the Toys for Tots in a second. So we're almost there, everyone. With that, I just want to remind folks that we have our upcoming meeting scheduled for January. So between now and then, hopefully you have wonderful holiday time with family. And once the new year comes, we will have January 5th. It's a meeting via Zoom from 4 to 5. And this meeting is going to be an agenda setting meeting. So this is kind of a new process that we have in this community of Arvin, Lamont, where we want to invite any CSC member that would like to contribute to the topics and the agenda facilitation, the agenda, items that are added on there. You can go, and it's a voluntary meeting. It's not mandatory, but it's encouraged if you would like to give input and share your ideas about the topics that you would like to see in the next meeting. And so we invite you to go to this, what we're calling agenda setting meeting, January 5th, and it's from 4 to 5 via Zoom. So as always, look out from an email from the Air District with that link. And then the meeting for January is gonna be January 25th at our usual schedule from 5 to 7, and that one's again via Zoom. So just look out for those two meetings in January, and we hope to see you there. I want to make space for this next item to see if there are any members of the public, residents, that haven't had a chance to voice something. This would be a time for our public comment. So if there's something you would like to share, we would love for you to kind of come out. I can come to you if you can just raise your hand if you want to make a public comment.
Hi everyone, my name is Sandra Plasencia. I'm with Leadership Council. Just wanted to inform everyone that on December 15th, the Air Districts will be talking about their state implementation plan. This is a good time for the community to talk about any concerns about their air quality, sources of pollution in our communities, right? So, if you guys want to go in public, it's going to be in Fresno at 9 a.m. If you guys need a ride, we can definitely figure that out at Leadership Council. If not, just let me know. But there's also a Zoom option. So if you want the link, just let me know. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Would anyone else like to make a public comment?
Hello, everyone. Hola a todos. My name is Cesar Aguirre.
I'd like to just bring to attention one cause for concern that I had with how specifically enforcement is going to play out. When talking to people at the enforcement table, these exact words were spoken. If there is no regulation in the books, there is no need to report. So what that means is if there are exemptions that allow the air district to not report recordings, even if they are at dangerous levels, even if they are at explosive levels, that will not be recorded or reported or shared to anyone else. This is a hole that allows for public safety and public health to be put in danger. I would like to ask the committee, maybe coming in this agenda meeting coming up, to consider a vote so that we can ask the board to, in writing, recommend that all findings be shared so that we can have this interagency collaboration work. Because if what happened earlier this year with explosive leaks that were found in East Bakersfield, where explosive levels of gas were found but not shared with other agencies because of exemptions, that is irresponsible, that is disrespectful, and you are putting our lives in danger. Thank you very much.
And I'll just, oh. Thank you, Cesar. And I agree that let's have a discussion. I appreciate that. I wasn't at that table, so I also want to let folks know that one of our partner agencies, CalGEM, we are going to start having them be a part of these meetings, and I think that can help bridge the gap that I think it sounds like you're discussing, and we definitely look forward to talking about that at the agenda setting. I think that's a great idea. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. We have another comment from Jesus.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to highlight the fact that we have Giovanni Jimenez in our audience, as well as myself. We both serve on Bear Mountain Recreation and Park District. But aside from that, we both live in Lamont, and he actually serves on Kern Community College District as well. And I currently work for the Kern County Supervisor, David Couch. So if you guys have any questions or complaints, you know, however difficult it might be to communicate those to us, let us know. Thank you.
You know, I'm good at making complaints. Well, you know, I got a couple months waiting to paint these things right here, the red lines, you know the deal. For the safety for the kids, I'm still waiting. I think we should get this thing done. You know me, I like to see action. Please. I think that's your job. I think that's your job. I think that's your job. Okay? Okay. I think that's what we need. We need people to do their job.
I'm gonna, just for the interpreters, just want to make sure everyone gets this message, and so I'm just gonna bring it over here.
Yeah, so if it's a county policy not to do something, I don't get to write the rules. We just, you know, report the issues, and we get informed of what the rules are, and we've, you know, informed the public that the county no longer paints red on the sidewalks when there's no parking sign posted. And I'm sure it's a cost-saving measure. I don't agree with it, but that's just the rule, and so that's part of the frustration that
really quickly
that he's
step
expressing.
in here for the. Can Giovanni and Jesus, do you have contact information? Maybe we can share with the committee based on your offer to have them reach out to you, and maybe we can use that as the venue and make sure that we have.
Give me a second. Where's the mic? Okay.
Yeah, I can share it with that way. Yeah,
And then I can distribute it out to
absolutely.
folks. Is that okay? Thank
That's
you.
perfect.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, everyone. Would anyone else like to make a public comment? All right, I don't see any hands. Okay, so with that, we're gonna have Mr. Lean make an announcement, and then we will have a few more closing remarks before this activity, but you'll just get some information at this time.
Good evening. My name is Darlene Dowdy. I'm the coordinator for Toys for Tots here in Kern County, and Lamont and Arvin is one of my areas that we do service. I wanted to bring out some toys this evening for you guys to pick. We have coloring books, a book, a stuffed animal, and a toy. You're welcome to get one of each and take it home. If you need to have toys for your families, we do have applications here. All I'm basically asking for is your ID and some form of ID on your kid, like a medical card you may have on you. If you get that filled out tonight, this Saturday in Bakersfield, we're giving out toys. We serviced 64,000 children last year. So we have lots of toys, and we need to make sure we get them to kids because every kid deserves a toy at Christmas. So before you leave, please come over and see us and pick up a couple items. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Darlene, and to Toys for Tots. Wonderful. Well, that goes without saying. You all have done so much today to share a vision for what you want to see in your community. And so, as always, we are humbled to be able to see your thinking, see your thought process, see the vision that you have for the future and for these funds. So I just want to personally, on behalf of our team, thank you and definitely thank all the different agencies that are here, the interpretation, and all of you and your families. So I'm going to pass on the mic to Gustavo, community co-lead, who's going to make some closing remarks, and we'll make our way through the usual folks that share some closing remarks, and just really wish you a safe and just warm and loving time in the holidays. So thank you all. With that, Gustavo, take it away.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay, cool. So I want to appreciate each and every one of you for coming out today and participating in this. I try not to be so weird about this, but this is after 8 years of CCJ, 9 years of being in the environmental justice movement. I'm finally moving on. I'm going to be doing something different. This will be my last meeting at the AB 617 officially with CCJN. Here in Kern County, Cesar will be the new Kern County director, so congratulations, Cesar. He'll be taking some of the work off my bat. So it was a pleasure for me to do this. I did this, after college. I went into, kind of just regular work and did some loan servicing and sold some insurance, and then an opportunity to do environmental justice came up. I was in college. I learned about environmental justice, aside from living in environmental justice communities my whole life. I learned about environmental justice in college when learning about Hurricane Katrina, and how communities like Hurricane Katrina, communities of color, communities that are under investment, take the full brunt of this climate change that we're living in. And I looked around, I was like, oh wait, this is a huge environmental justice community, right? So I dedicated my life to that. It's been an absolute pleasure working with each and every one of you. This is my second AB 617 community, and we did 30 million in Shafter, we did 30 million here, and I'll walk away with saying that it was a pleasure doing that. I will still be doing environmental justice work. Thank you so much. I will still be doing environmental justice work. I will actually be the colleague of Jeanette. And so I'll be the climate and environmental justice program directors for the Asthma Collaborative. If you guys have heard Central California Asthma Collaborative. So I'll be focusing on economic justice work, on electric vehicle infrastructure work, air monitoring work, and environmental justice overall. So I'm not gonna go far, I'm still gonna be in Bakersfield, but just doing it in a different role. For all the committees that I've worked with, people that I work with, I still have the same phone number. I will get a new email and I will share with everyone. I will continue to work with the Valley Air District to allocate resources to our communities. That's gonna still be my focus, to highlight communities that are low income and disadvantaged in nature, and hopefully bring some systemic changes to these communities. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. It's been amazing, and I hope to work with each and every one of you moving forward. Thank you.
just have the pleasure of following Gus from the district. Thank him so much for his leadership. I completely agree. We all completely agree, not just here in Arvin, Lamont, but it's been years in the making. Gustavo was part of the initiation of AB 617 and part of that consultation group that Michelle just mentioned, and really bringing this not just to the Valley, but to the entire state. And so just thank you so much for that work, for the work you've done, for the co-leadership, for helping set things like this up. And just, I don't even know how much more I could gush and say. So I just want to thank you so much, Gus. And I just am grateful you're not going far and we get to still work with you. And we can just ask Janet what you're up to if we all want to during a meeting. And congratulations, Cesar. We're really looking forward to your new role in CCEJN. With that, I personally, just from the district here, want to thank all of you. I want to thank all the agencies that came, all the partners that helped set this up. Like I mentioned, the co-leads are such a big role, but none of this would happen without you all coming to the meeting to give us this great feedback. I hope you all got a lot out of it, as much as we did, to move this process forward. We really look forward to taking all of this back and moving it forward. This is not just going to sit in a document. This is going to help us implement the measures, really with the direction and the support from you all. The county and the city have already taken note of the feedback you've given, so this really is a collaborative process. So thank you. I look forward to, after, I think we'll have Bianca speak, and then just sharing some gifts and some holiday cheer with you all. So have a safe night and good night.
Thank you all for participating in this great event that we have for the community. I am blessed completely to work with you, Gustavo. We started in Shafter, and I remember the late night calls, the weekends working together, trying to prep for the whole 617. Now that you're not going to be here, you're going to be truly missed. I know you're not going to be far, but I appreciate all your help, your support, and teaching us guiding us through all this process. You have been the most patient person in the world with everything that's going on, and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. And échale ganas, and we're here to support you in whatever you need. Thank you. And I wanted to address the Air District, CARB, all the partnerships that have been happening. Truly thankful that you came out to hear our concerns and visualizing how we need our help in our communities and the priorities that we've been asking for. So I truly appreciate all the work that has happened, and we're here to continue working and starting the new year in a fresh start. Thank you.
So that concludes our meeting, and there are so many toys, so I don't want to overwhelm, so maybe slowly make your way, and food, and a lot of food left over. So meander your way up to the toys. I know that our friends from Toys for Tots will help you with the process. Please take some food home and have a really safe evening. Thank you.